With the lovely character we have in the new make spirit, why do you think that works so well for finishing in sherry casks?
So I often describe Royal Brackla as being summer in a glass because it's so fruity and vibrant and fresh and joyful. The first time I tried Royal Brackla as a new make spirit, I was just struck by the green notes, the fresh notes in it. There was almost a kind of high in the tasting when I nosed it for the first time. And so this richness of fruitiness and freshness as well goes exceptionally well with sherry casks. But the reason that we only finish it in the sherry casks is in order to give this, it should complement the whiskey. So we don't want it to dominate it. We don't want, we still want to know that we're drinking Royal Brackla single malt whiskey. So the 12-year-old Royal Brackla, we finish it in Oloroso sherry. And we get this beautiful deep colour because the sherry not only gives its flavour to the whiskey, but it also gives its colour.
So speaking of colour, in my hand here I have the 18-year-old Royal Brackla, which in comparison to the 21 which you have, it's a lovely light colour. I know, of course, we're finishing within the Paolo Cortardo cask here, so can you explain maybe a little bit around why such a light colour?
Well, Paolo Cortardo is an enigma in the sherry world. So it starts off life as a fino or amontillado, and for some reason the floor, which protects the sherry from oxidation when it's aging, breaks down, and they don't really know why it breaks down. So it's still very light in colour, and the winemaker has to intervene at this point and fortify the wine so that it doesn't spoil. And the winemaker has to keep an eye on the aging Paolo Cortardo just to ensure that it's going to move in the right direction. So that's the reason that Paolo Cortardo is much lighter in colour. So in terms of flavour, it has all the richness of an Oloroso, but has the pale colour and the kind of citrus brightness of a fino.
It's a lovely sort of citrus zing. Is it just sort of right at the end there you notice in the nose?
Yeah, it's such a bright whiskey, and we have this lovely, this lighter style and colour in between the deeper colours of the 12-year-old and then the 21-year-old. Because for the 21-year-old, we're using a trilogy of sherry cask types. So we use 70% Oloroso, 20% Paolo Cortardo, and then 10% Pedro Jimenez. And so we just wanted something to celebrate, the art of blending whiskey and the sherry maker's art as well, and the beautiful casks that we get from Jerez. And you can see when you compare the colours, it's so much darker and richer than the Paolo Cortardo, and they've got completely different characters. So this one, when we have a nose, it's just so full and rich and, alive and complex. There's just so much to talk about with this whiskey. Full of spice, cinnamon, star anise, the chocolate, maybe even coffee grounds actually that I'm now getting.
There's a lovely sort of syrupiness sort of coming through, just the way it even just feels in the mouth. I think, is that probably the PX?
Yes, the PX is giving this little kind of slick of luxury, the gold leaf almost on the
finishing
painting.
touch.
Yeah, very much the finishing touch. So I don't have a favourite, but maybe maybe the 21-year-old is edging it a bit.
I think that's the great thing, even just with us having the two here, not having tasted all, you just keep coming back to want to try them all again.
Yes,
it's such a lovely range.
It's just, Royal Brackla is such a delicate balance between the fruitiness and the sharpness. And using these different styles of sherries and then combining them at the end, just shows every single detail of Royal Brackla.
I think cheers to that.
Cheers.
Slange it.
Slange.